carry the hell on.
And what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. That's right, it's Wednesday, and like the title says, it's a long one. Gosh, I was up at like 6 a.m., which is normal. Hell, probably earlier than that. What's up? What's up, Will? I'll go ahead and drop the link, man. Let's get you guys on. Let's hang out. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't like it. I like the other one. I did nothing to that. In fact, if it were up to me, I would keep it the same way because there was nothing wrong with the countdown song. It literally sounds like all they did was lower the tune of it, you know. But yeah, long day for me so far, man. But nothing can make a day that's been long. And it hasn't even been a bad day. It's been a pretty good one. It's just long. But I always love to find time and talk with you guys. So I'll drop the link there. And if y'all want to come on, you can. It's completely up to you. Will says he'll join when he gets home. I know Vic's going to go live soon, so when he goes live, I'll kind of cut it off and maybe go hang with him. I got uploading here my Arkansas preview. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of, or not Arkansas, Mississippi State? I have them going 5-7. I don't know. They're hard to figure out. Their recruiting is actually pretty good, but they're going to be a young team. They lost Martin Emerson. They lost Charles Cross. They lost a couple other key players. That's an interesting team to watch out for, is Mississippi State. But yeah. Joe Johnson, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Have I seen you on here before?
On your channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. So what's on your mind, man? Are you a big college football fan? Or
yeah,
sports
I've been
fan?
watching the YouTube channel.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's echoing in the background. You got the audio playing back. Yeah, that'll be a tough game for Georgia. Well, not really. Georgia should probably destroy them. Yeah, that'll be a tough game for Georgia. Not really. Georgia should probably destroy them. Turn the volume on your computer down, or phone, whatever you're using, because the feedback comes through and it's annoying.
Oh, okay. Do that. Sure.
Hummus Hero in the comments says JT to West Virginia could be a game changer for the Mountaineers if they can keep him healthy. Yeah, that's another big thing too. Is JT Daniels in his transfer, which I know he narrowed it down to a few different schools. One of them being West Virginia. What kills me, I haven't even watched the video yet, but you know when you can just read a title and you just know someone's got something crazy to say. Golden and Blue Dude said they're automatic qualifiers right now. I think that's, you know, that's ridiculous. Georgia couldn't keep him healthy. Yeah. And he got benched for Stetson Bennett, which Stetson's a better quarterback anyway, or at least it seemed like it. He was a 5-star recruit. But what I want to see is what West Virginia has currently outside of Daniels that they could work with. Hold on. The Hogs should be solid, but that division is always tough. LSU and A&M will have something to say about it. Yeah. Stetson was a better runner than JT and still is. I think he's just a better quarterback, or at least for Georgia's standpoint. And Stetson can stay healthy. And I'm not necessarily saying JT's injury prone, but obviously he did have an injury or two. Not like Tua did, though. I mean, he didn't come up limping. But I like all the. Well, I do want to go more in depth on the. West Virginia transfer and JT Daniels, but all right, he's gone. All right, let me break this down a little more too. So JT Daniels going to West Virginia from Georgia. This is a big deal. This is, I mean, he was a former 5-star recruit. Let's take a look too, by the way, at his stats. I mean, I remember when you Georgia fans said this was the guy, you know, JT Daniels, the savior of Georgia football. He's going to be the one to win a natty. He's going to be the guy to turn it around. It ended up being, and he's good. But, I mean, look at his stats from last year. And I understand that he was benched or injury. I still don't even know what the injury was. It seemed like he was walking around okay when he was on the sidelines. 722 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, QBR of 86, right? 2020 was his real year for you guys. The Mississippi State game you had, he threw for over 1,000 yards, 2 touchdowns, or 2 picks, 10 touchdowns, 80 of 119, a 67 completion percentage, 2019. I mean, and some of this you got to go back to USC, of course, but overall, look, I do think JT Daniels has great poise, a good arm, great in the pocket, can throw the long ball. I do think he's a good quarterback. I'm sorry to say it. I don't think he was the guy for Georgia. I think it was Stetson all along, and I think it was just a matter of time and taking the time to develop Stetson. And you saw that come through in the national title. You saw it against Michigan. You saw it in the big games that they won. Even though they did win a lot by their defense, they still won some good games with their offense. But overall, I think JT Daniels to West Virginia. How do I want to put this? This is going to be huge. This is going to be something special, I think. You know, man. JT Daniels to West Virginia, right? Okay. He's got a strong arm. West Virginia is not even a bad team, you know. He was the biggest name this offseason. You know, in the portal, you know, and he took West Virginia over Missouri and Oregon State. He visited all those schools like within the past month or so. You know, a big thing too, by the way, I'm reading this from Pete Thamel. Let me put this this article in the comments for you guys. Is let's see. So it says the move to Morgantown also reunites JT Daniels with Graham Harrell, right? So Harrell is the new offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach with West Virginia, was previously the offensive coordinator at USC in 2019. Daniels says the familiarity, I can never say that word, with the air raid system that Harrell ran at USC will help ease the transition, as the offense is essentially the one he learned back in 2019. So it's like he's going back to USC, right? And I'm not sure where it went wrong that he transferred out. I don't know if it was injury or what happened, but he goes to Georgia. It takes a little while. All the Georgia fans want him. He plays. He's doing great. You find the quarterback. Then he gets hurt. Stetson comes on the scene. Y'all don't believe in him. He wins you a title. Now you believe in Stetson Bennett. I don't blame the Georgia fans for doing that. But JT Daniels, are you going to miss him, Georgia fans? What if he does something huge for West Virginia? What if that team wins the Big 12? The Big 12 is pretty interesting considering new coaching hires at like Oklahoma, Quinn Ewers at Texas. Baylor's going to return a lot on defense. They're just going to be dominant. Gold and Blue Dude put out a video that said that they're contenders now. I mean, maybe for the Big 12, I'd slow your roll on playoff contenders. But JT Daniels wants to obviously come into 2022 with the mindset of being drafted in 2023 and putting up great numbers, and then ultimately, I'm sure, transitioning to the NFL. Right? This is a good pickup for West Virginia. I think anybody would love to get a talent like him. He's very accurate with the ball, can throw the long ball, really just whip it good. He can run, stays in the pocket. If he's healthy, he's good, I think, for JT Daniels. But again, only time will tell, and we'll see. And no, in case anybody's wondering, he's not going to go to West Virginia and do so good that Georgia fans regret letting him slip away or any. It's not going to be like that. They had their guy in Stetson Bennett. He's the one that would have won them the title. And if they had not made the switch to Stetson Bennett, they probably wouldn't have won the title. That's fair. But we'll see. Ballard, we won a national championship. It doesn't matter to us that he does something on. Right. No, that's what I'm saying, Will, is you had Stetson Bennett. You won a title with or without him, and it doesn't matter at this point. You got the title either way. I'm not naive. I think we go 8-4 with the potential of 8-2. Maybe. We'll see. Slim says, of course, here comes Slim Shady Canes. Starting to think you don't think before you speak. What did I say? I mean, I was making some good fact. He did pretty good at Georgia. Listen. He had a 72 rating last year. Had a 73. I mean, wait. Stetson's still the guy. JT deserves to be on the field. That's why he's at West Virginia. He'll get playing time there. I agree. Yeah, Slim, you're always riding my coattails about something, man. I think you're just on. I think it's just your time of the month, sir. Just saying. Anybody wants to come on, feel free to. Oh, hell. Here we go. Here we go. What did I say?
Ballard, you actually let the statement come out of your mouth that
Which
if they
one?
hadn't switched from JT to Stetson, that they wouldn't have won a national title. Are you fucking retarded? They would have had an easier time about it if they had JT Daniels in there as opposed to Stetson Bennett.
Oh my God.
A 50% JT Daniels is better than 100% Stetson Bennett.
I really don't think the quarterback would have mattered. Personally, I think their defense did all the dirty work.
It wouldn't have mattered. Their quarterback wouldn't have mattered in the SEC championship game. Wouldn't have mattered in the Florida game.
Stetson Bennett put up 33 against Alabama, or 26 technically. Are you saying JT would have done better?
Yes.
Or even would have done better?
JT's a much better quarterback than Stetson Bennett.
Okay. Fine. I mean, I'm not going to, argue that.
But you said the exact opposite. That's my point.
Well, that was my opinion.
Well, I'm just letting you know that it's a dumbass opinion.
How many of those have I had lately?
A lot.
I know. He's going to do good at West Virginia. I know he's a good talent. I know he was a 5-star recruit to USC. And when he took the field, like I remember what happened in 2020. Stetson Bennett was the guy, and they really couldn't get much going. So what did they do? They make the switch to Daniels, and he had the better arm, the better talent, the better leadership, or whatever. He is the better talent. I know that. I was kind of joking when I said that they wouldn't have won the title they would have won the title this year, period. They could have started.
You weren't joking at all. You made a serious statement.
They could have started Jackson Muschamp.
And listen, here's the thing. I don't think they would. I think you're wrong about they wouldn't have won it without him. I mean, if you had one team step up, whether it was Clemson, Baylor, somebody out of the Pac-12, that knocks Georgia out of the playoffs. If
right.
Oklahoma State had won the Big 12, Georgia's not in the playoffs. Because I think they were bound and determined to put Cincinnati in no matter what.
Yeah.
Now, I would agree with that statement. Stetson might be more durable. Yeah, I mean, that's probably a fair statement.
Yeah. I just think that the receivers responded better to Stetson. Like there was just better communication between them or whatever it is. You know, there's always like talent means nothing if you can't get along and you can't have the leadership and everything with your teammates.
Wait a minute. There was better communication between the receivers and Stetson Bennett?
I just feel like it was a better...
Are you retarded?
What I'm saying is I think that Stetson was the right leader. What's up, Brock?
I don't think Stetson was the leader. I think Stetson was told to go out there and not fuck up. I think that was the mantra they gave Stetson Bennett all year is go out there and don't turn the ball over. And that's it.
So you basically think that Kirby looked at Stetson and was like,
if you don't answer me when I speak to you, I'm going to put my foot in your ass. Is that clear, dummy?
No.
you just said he was told to go out there and not screw things up.
Yes, that stinger had zero to do with what I said. I give you an F for execution. Good try, though.
I mean, West Virginia is probably still going to go like 7-5 or 6-6. So, I mean, I don't
Probably.
know why. Yeah. So, I don't even know why we're having this argument.
Because you said some dumb shit. You basically tried to insinuate that JT Daniels was a subpar quarterback compared to Stetson Bennett. And, I mean, that's a slappable offense. That level of stupidity shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like trying to say that Jalen Hurts was a quarterback, too. No, he wasn't. He still isn't.
Here we go with Jalen Hurts. Now you're just trying to piss me off.
Apparently, I'm succeeding.
Very much so.
I've reached my goal for the day.
There you go. So who does Miami have at quarterback? You guys still got like that Van Dyke or whoever?
Tyler Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Jake Garcia is the backup. Ja'Cory Brown is third string.
And you got Kevin Steele to lead the defense. I think that's a big hire.
Him and Charlie Strong.
Shoot. Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, y'all wouldn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
I don't have him do something.
Well, yeah, he really wasn't doing much.
He was an analyst.
Yeah. Walked around with his notepad analyzing stuff. It's like the other guys we've had, like Butch Jones, and now with like Derek. We hired Derek Dooley as an analyst.
Well,
I mean,
Butch
Nick
Jones
Saban
wasn't
will
an
take
analyst.
anybody.
Butch Jones wasn't an analyst. He was there to watch Saban's car.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was.
I'm not
Saban's
sure.
car.
I'm not sure Derek Dooley will be that much of an analyst either. They're probably going to send him to the dealership to watch cars.
Dooley sitting on dollar. Dooley.
I mean, Joey Foster, not for nothing. I mean, it wasn't, a slight at West Virginia. I just don't think they're very good. And you had a lot of your best talent leave. Your best corners transferred out. Your best wide receivers transferred out. And you're hitting the reset button on your offense by bringing in a new offensive coordinator and a new quarterback. I mean, it's not crazy at all to think that West Virginia is going to go, 6-6, 7-5.
They really weren't that much when they had oh crap, his name slips my mind. Will Grier, was that the quarterback they had a few years ago that the Panthers drafted but never worked with?
Yeah, he was. They were really pushing him for Heisman there for a minute.
Yeah, they were. What a waste of time that was.
Yeah, that kind of went down the tubes quick.
Yep.
Miami could win the ACC. I'm not so sure about that. Miami is not up to Clemson's talent level, and I think people are really overreacting to a spring game.
You heard that Chess Hall predicted that, though, right?
What?
That Miami would win the ACC. He said that on the show the other night.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I didn't hear it, but I don't think so. I mean, yes, it could happen. You go out there and I mean, have we seen in college football weirder things than Miami upsetting? Like, just say for instance, say they end up going 10-2, which I think is kind of their ceiling. But let's say they even pull it off and beat either A&M or Clemson. Say they beat A&M and go 11-1. Yeah, I mean, could they theoretically beat Clemson in a rematch? Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't bet the mortgage on it. Clemson's more talented than Miami is.
Better for this. Yeah, Chef said Miami. He had I don't know.
Is it out of the realm of possibility? No, but
No.
I'm not. Things. As much as people say how much the game of football has changed, some things don't.
Right.
And how to build a winning program is one of them. And I mean, it's hard to believe that a team's going to go from 7-5 to winning the ACC in 1 year.
No, I think. Now, do I think that Cristobal could be the guy to help you do it? Yes, but like you said, from 7-5 to, I mean, you're talking you need like a 9-3, 10-2 record just to probably even get there, and have a legitimate chance against Clemson or whoever you face.
Now, I think we're going to go 9-3. I think we're going to go 9-3, and I think they'll get there. I just think they'll lose to Clemson again.
Okay, yeah, but here's Chess Hall's statement with him saying Miami would do it.
Dude, I got Miami winning the ACC this year.
Ooh, hold on. I didn't make a banner for this. Go ahead and explain it.
Well, Miami really didn't lose anything, man. And I know they had, the debacle where they, Alabama whipped their ass, but it's Alabama. I just think that Miami's due for one. I think
At
they're
some
good for
point,
that.
I think it has to happen. They've been there, what, 20 years and still hasn't happened?
Georgia hadn't really had any important years and won, so.
So let me ask you, like, yeah, he basically just said that at some point it's bound to happen and that he thinks this year is probably their best chance. But how many times have we seen where a team has their best chance and yet they still blow it?
Well, I mean, that goes back to what I've said about Miami in basically every discussion about them. They've been the most
Right.
talented team in their division every year that they've been in it. They still haven't, and they've won it twice.
Right. I mean, they've gotten out by, like, what are some of the other teams? Like the Hokies and Pitt and
Virginia Tech, Pitt,
yeah.
Virginia, Georgia Tech.
How the hell does Georgia Tech do that?
Mm.
I mean,
You have to figure. For 7 years, a different team won that division every year.
right.
That's just how it's gone. Now, Hero, I would agree that I would favor Clemson, not so much Pitt. Miami really seems to have their number. I mean,
Yeah.
Pitt's beat Miami once in like the last 6 or 7 years. I don't know what it is. Miami just seems to have their number. I mean, hell, we beat Pitt last year. With,
Georgia
the great,
Bulldog. Yeah.
I was about to say, with the greatest quarterback Pitt's had since Dan Marino.
Georgia Tech is confirmed.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
Joey Foster, that they only lost Kenny Pickett. Okay, they lost the most important piece of your offense.
Yeah. He does make a good point, though. It wasn't Keaton Slovis. Wasn't he a 5-star? But they brought him in from USC, but that still doesn't mean much. I mean, he's got to learn a new system.
He does. And who the entire offense has to learn a new system because Mark Whipple left.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think about that. Joey, that is a good possibility. West Virginia beating Pitt. I mean, that's kind of a coin. A lot of those games week one are kind of a coin flip right now. I mean, you have the Alabama Utah States where you just you can pretty much go ahead and sum it up, but then you got like a West Virginia Pitt or even Georgia Oregon with Dan Lanning gone now. I mean, they'll still have a good defense, but now they're going to have a bunch of young guys stepping up at Georgia because the defending champs, lose early on. And Bo Nix at Oregon. So, what's up, Brock Johnson, when he's gone?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, JT knows the system, but that makes literally JT the only person on that team that knows the system.
Yeah.
Now, I get it, running backs, it's kind of, okay, just know what hole you're supposed to hit, or wide receivers, it's just run your damn route. But it'd be nice if it was that easy, but it just never is. Well, I'm not expecting much out of Miami this year because it's the first year with an entirely new staff, whole new offense. A lot of times, you tend to take it wouldn't surprise me at all if Van Dyke's numbers aren't as good this year. That's just the way it tends to usually happen when you're swapping out everybody like that.
That's like, LSU, the fall off since 2019 with Coach O. For all we know, I mean, it could still be like that with Brian Kelly this year, or maybe he does something incredible.
I do think Brian Kelly is a much better coach than Ed Orgeron.
Oh, by far.
And so that's why I think LSU will be better this year, just because even though it's a swap out, it's very much an upgrade. And that's why I don't think Miami's going to do bad this year, because even though it's a swap out, it's very much an upgrade.
Joe Brady and Joe Burrow were responsible for 2019. Carry the hell on.
Hey, it don't matter. There's only a handful of head coaches that have got a ring, and Ed Orgeron's one of them.
That's true.
That's why I don't underestimate North Carolina. Mac Brown's got a national title, went to another one, and let's be honest, was giving Alabama all they wanted until Colt McCoy got injured.
Yeah. Now, be real with me. If Colt McCoy doesn't get injured, do you think Texas wins that game?
It's a very real possibility. I mean, you never know, because the ball bounces the right way. It's hard to call it, but I think their chances of it are much higher if Colt McCoy stays in the game. I was a Colt McCoy fan. I thought he was a really good quarterback. I didn't have any hate for him.
That's like, even this year with the Georgia game, you got to remember, and I'm not saying we would have won, but you mentioned the chances of winning. I mean, we were already down John Mechie. Jameson Williams got hurt on the opening drive. If we can keep a speedy receiver like that in the game, maybe we're an extra touchdown or two away from just playing it closer or possibly winning.
Well, I mean, don't forget that game didn't run away on you until there was like 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Now, I've said it, a lot of people made fun of Nick Saban saying it, but I agreed with him. Did, losing, Williams during that game hurt him? Absolutely. Because Georgia fans wanted to use the argument, well, they had a bunch of injuries and a bunch of freshmen playing. That's true, but they weren't getting their first playing time in the national championship game. They've been playing all year.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've said it, just keep the consistent argument. I've said it before. That's why Tua was able to come in at halftime and win that game, because he came in the second half of every game that year and actually ran the offense.
Right. And people knew about him, but he didn't really have that go-to. I mean, yes, he ran the offense, but, I mean, if you had bet before that game kicked off that Tua was going to play in it, I didn't think so, honestly.
Well, I mean, you're only going to put Tua in if you have to.
Right.
Or if you have a big lead, and it was one of those they had to. To answer Joey Foster's question, Virginia Tech's going to be terrible this year. I'm sorry, but it gets said a lot. A bad coaching hire can set you back 5 years. Justin Fuente was a bad coaching hire.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not sold on Mike Norvell. Because
At Florida State?
yeah.
Yeah.
because I've never seen Mike Norvell turn a program around. Mike Norvell was the coach at Memphis when Justin Fuente left Memphis to go to Virginia Tech. So all Mike Norvell did was not fuck up, basically.
Yeah.
He kind of kept Memphis going exactly where they were at. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a lot easier to do than completely having to rebuild a Power 5 program.
Yeah. See who this is. What's up, Gavin Johnson? How you doing? All right. To hell with the trolls.
Well, 2012 isn't the only year. Alabama had no business in it in 2011. Shut up, Ballard. Yeah, you know for a fact they did.
No, I know.
And that's why, I mean, everybody was kind of pissed about that. That's why that national title game had some of the lowest ratings in the last 25 years.
That and it was a shutout. It wasn't
Yeah,
competitive, so.
I mean, it really wasn't competitive either way. I mean, it's not like Alabama blew them out. Sure, it was a shutout, but Alabama only scored like 12 points.
21, but yeah. I mean, it was.
I'll say this: Alabama had no business being in it in 2017 either.
That I agree with.
Now, to be
I'm glad
consistent,
that we were, but
to
we
be
didn't have
consistent,
a championship team.
well, and to be consistent, I said the same thing about Ohio State in, what was that, 15 when they went and they didn't win the Big Ten?
Oh, 14 or 16, actually.
Was it 16? Okay. I had 14,
Yeah.
15, 16. I knew it was right in there.
You talking about when Clemson blew them out?
I don't remember if that was, for some reason, I'm thinking they won it. So it might have been 14 when they went and didn't win the Big Ten. Whatever
So,
year it was, they didn't win the
14,
Big Ten.
Yeah, 2014, they won the Natty because that was the first year of the playoff. 2016, they did not even win their division. They got in, and Clemson blew them out 31-0 because
Yeah,
I think
okay, so
Penn
it's-
State won it that year.
It's 16 I'm thinking of. So, I mean, I've said that about Ohio State, so I got to be consistent about it and say it about Alabama, too.
Oh, I got you.
You know, I said Notre Dame didn't deserve to be there, especially after they got blown out by Clemson in 19. So I don't think Georgia should have been there either.
Yeah. $31 to be exact. I think it was 31-0. That was the finger game.
It might have been something. I know it got out of hand. It was ugly. And those aren't the only questionable titles for Nick Saban. 2003 is very questionable.
Oh, with LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think half the BCS era was.
Well, no, there's really only three that have ever really come under question in the BCS.
Okay.
That was 2011, 2003, and 2000.
2000. That was Oklahoma, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the year. That was the one. They actually changed the BCS that year because Miami got left out of it. Because Miami had one loss with a win over number 1 ranked Virginia Tech and number 2 ranked Florida State.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's be honest. Go back and look at that game. Miami would have wiped the floor with Oklahoma that year. 2003. That was the one where it was obviously that was USC's title. I mean, LSU and Nick Saban can say whatever the hell they want. USC would have wiped the floor with that LSU team.
Yes.
I mean, USC was just that good. And then 2011, the whole LSU Alabama rematch.
Yeah.
Notre Dame never deserves anything. Hell, what's your hate with Notre Dame?
Hey, how you gonna do that? It's the
Man,
look of the Irish.
I got a reason to hate Notre Dame. I'm a Miami fan. I'm supposed to hate them.
I just hate that they joined the conference for the 2020 season and then went back to being independent. That's the only thing I hate about I don't hate Notre Dame.
See, I'm not even mad about that. If I had my way, Miami never would have joined a conference. Don't forget, Miami was independent until the 90s.
Remind me who Dolph Ziggler is.
I don't know.
Who is this?
Well, they got their mic muted, whoever they are.
Private chat. What'd they say? They said hi. Good morning.
That name does sound familiar for some reason, though. I don't know why.
Oh, now it's killing me. I gotta Google this. Dolph.
The Google machine.
He's a wrestler.
Oh fuck! I ain't watched wrestling in 20 goddamn years.
Well, he's 41 years old. He's as old as, well, never mind. Prior to January, he's as old as a drought for Georgia. But he's WWE. He's still fighting.
So fuck! I saw Ric Flair before he had wrinkles.
Right. Nature Boy.
No, like I said, I ain't watched it in 20 fucking years.
I've at least gone back and seen old matches on YouTube of like I have seen Ziggler. I've seen Hogan or Hulk Hogan. The old school young Brock Lesnar before this beard that he has now.
Dude, I saw Brock Lesnar win the national title at where was he at? University of Minnesota.
Something like that.
No, I'm telling you, that's where he was. He was at the University of Minnesota.
He holds both American and Canadian citizenship. Wow.
Okay.
I'm just reading facts
A
about
lot
him.
of people do. There's a lot of people that do that.
I hold redneck citizenship.
You don't strike me as being very much a redneck. Living in the state of Alabama doesn't make you a redneck.
So you're admitting you're not buying into those stereotypes.
It's got nothing to do with a stereotype.
My joke did. All everyone thinks, oh, those people down in Alabama is you know.
Well, no, but the developing majority of what's in the state of Alabama.
Beautiful lakes, a great football team.
No, but Ballard, you're not a redneck because you're a lazy fuck. I mean, I'm just saying, bro.
Got that one. What's the last Miami Hurricanes game you went to?
Well, let's see. I mean, I didn't go to the game, but we were out there tailgating
Nice.
the 2019 Gators game.
Oh, the week 0. Okay.
Yeah.
That was I don't even remember what I predicted, but I don't think it was as close as I thought it was going to be. I know the Gators won.
The Gators won because Miami's kicker missed 2 field goals. If he makes one of those, Miami wins.
Yeah, that was back. They had Felipe Pepew Franks or whatever. With,
Felipe Franks was their quarterback.
Yeah.
I want to say that was Dan Mullen's second year, first year, something like that. Now we got to play him again in 2 years?
Oh, seriously?
And
You got a home run?
Yeah, 24 and 25.
Nice.
So that's the main reason I say that I preferred Miami as an independent, because they didn't have to worry about conference bullshit, and they normally put together a very strong schedule. I'll put it like that.
They do. I mean, our teams played last year. Yeah,
well, no, I'm talking specifically when Miami was independent.
Yeah,
they played. I mean, okay, you're talking about the '80s. They played Auburn, Oklahoma, and Notre Dame all in the same year.
Yeah.
Who does that?
I don't know. I mean, that's a big ask right there.
That was Bo Jackson Auburn years too.
Yeah, it was. You said it was Auburn. Who else?
Auburn, Oklahoma, and Notre Dame, because they played Notre Dame every year up until '89, I think, '88 or '89. I want to say it was '89. They played Notre Dame every year.
So that used to be like what Alabama had. We used to always play Penn State because, it was I don't know if it was a thing with coaches back then, but, you had Joe Paterno at Penn State and he had the Bears. So, I mean, they used to do home and homes or obviously met up in a championship or two. I'm looking at
Bear Bryant wasn't at Alabama anywhere near as long as Joe Paterno was at Penn State.
Oh no, yeah, no. And Bear Bryant was still there like 30 years. Paterno went from the 70s to I guess the early 2010s before he passed away 10 years ago. So. Florida's got Utah this year. That's a home and home. Then they got you mentioned the Florida Miami coming up in 24 and 25. Florida State, well, that's a rivalry. Never mind. They play California, Arizona State, Colorado, Florida and Texas, and Florida Notre Dame. Man, I mean, I'm looking at like 2030s, but I'll be around. I'll be here. When you
Maybe.
talk about historic programs.
You might be here. Don't catch chickens before they hatch.
Yeah, we'll see what God wants.
It's not good to have long silences on your show, Ballard.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I've run out of stuff to talk about, man.
I think you might have run out of people in your chat room, too.
Yeah, one's watching. I'm probably just going to end it here, man. But thanks for coming on as always. Good luck in Miami this year, too. I'm sure Cristobal's going to do great.
Yeah, we'll see, given enough time.
Yeah. Said that about Diaz and
Well, I've said that about a lot of coaches at Miami over the past 18 years, and they don't give anybody time.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think Mark Rigg's retirement was legitimate. I think he knew he had Parkinson's then.
Yeah. Uncle Lou is live, doing live college football team schedule previews. This will be good. Yeah, I'm going to go check that out. But see you later, buddy.
Right.
All right. See you, Slim. Love you, bro. I love all you guys. I'm going to get off here. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media is checking out. See ya.